as people get older, they tend to not like progress. That's because when somebody comes up a new way of doing something you've been doing your whole life, it's really their way of saying, hey, you're a moron. And that's why guys like me are always looking for ways to show these young bucks that we did it better in the old days. Let me give you an example. Here we have a stove that we use to do most of our cooking. Not all of our cooking, because sometimes we like to barbecue. See, now that's a man's way of helping out with dinner without actually ever having to set foot inside the kitchen. Then when we're all done and it's time to do the dishes, we just turn on the hot water and away we go. And later on in the evening, the house can get pretty cool, especially if you're late coming home from work or whatever. So all we do is crank up the furnace. But wait a minute, what have I got here? I got a gas bill for the furnace and the stove, an electric bill for the hot water heater, and a propane bill for the barbecue. Separate bills for 4 things that do exactly the same thing, produce heat. How crazy is that, huh? Well, I think it's time to get back to the way our forefathers did things. Remember when your wife dragged you on that historical tour of Williamsburg, eh? Remember the fireplace they had there that they cooked on and heated water on and heated the house with? Well, see, now I think they had the right idea. They just didn't have the right technology. Well, we have that now. It's called a furnace, huh? Okay, you see how they have it all closed in like that, eh? That's so you can't see what's going on in there. And down here, you have the flame in this area, and then above that is the air chamber where the air gets heated, and then you have the fan that fires the warm air up into the house. And that's all it does. What a waste of engineering. Well, I think we can do a little better than that, huh? Okay, now we're cooking. See, I mounted the oven door on here, because this isn't just a furnace anymore. Now well, I don't know what it is, but it's not just a furnace, that's for sure. Okay, you got your furnace burner right down the bottom. Here's this where you do all of your barbecuing. You know, you might even throw a few briquettes on the burner. Think how good that's going to make your house smell. That's a nice change, isn't it? Okay, now, this cookie sheet becomes the bottom of my oven, see? But because it's so far above the flame, I can actually bake on the bottom of the oven. I mean, the efficiencies just keep on coming. I'd say these cookies will be done in about 20 minutes, even sooner if we have a cold snap. Oh, yeah, and I'm using this old gas can as my hot water heater. A couple of things to remember here. Number 1, don't use a plastic gas can. Of course, hindsight is always 20/20, isn't it? And the other thing is, you want to be careful with your overhead pipe joints. I mean, any plumber will tell you that they're tricky to duct tape. Oh, and here's another bonus. I'm using my pull-out filter as a pizza oven. Okay, let's fire her up. Now, obviously, the standard furnace thermostat's not going to give us the kind of BTUs we need, so I replaced it with the heat control out of the oven. But you got to keep an eye on this, baby, because if you don't pay attention and get the house up to 450 degrees, that'll cost you a fortune. I smell cookies.